as we continue now, fashion meets jazz. In our first arts chat this morning, fashion meets jazz at the Museum Africa. It exposed the harmony and dissonance building on the success of last year's Fashion Accounts exhibition. Museum Africa now presents Fashion Meets Jazz. It's a captivating exploration of the dynamic relationship between South African jazz, music, as well as fashion. This innovative exhibition, it delves into the nation's past, present, and future, using jazz as a lens to examine identity, culture, and also creativity. And through immersive installations, Fashion Meets Jazz invites visitors to really engage with thought-provoking questions about harmony and dissonance and spark meaningful conversations about the intersections of art, music, and fashion, as I've alluded to earlier on. So let's continue this discussion. Pholosho More, project manager, joins us to tell us a little bit more about this exhibition. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Great to be reunited.
Yeah, great to see you again.
I am so proud of the work, obviously, that has been done. If we look at Fashion Meets Jazz, having been built up from Fashion Accounts, tell us about that evolution.
Yeah. So like you're saying, it's a drawback from Fashion Accounts, which launched last year in November, which was a huge success. It was supposed to end in March this year. But because of the demand, it's going to end in September. So because of that, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. And I was thinking, okay, what can I do to support this? And I thought, why not do something around jazz? And believe it or not, I actually thought about doing amapiano and jazz a while ago. And I said to myself, well, okay, not now. Let's do jazz, because jazz like a mother body genre kind of thing. But to hip hop. So and I thought, okay, let me make this educational as well. So it actually includes 5 students who are studying fashion. Actually, 1 is Xolani from Photo Market Workshop in town, and 4 are from Stadio Fashion School. So prior to this, it's actually a build-up. So we've been teaching them about museum curation, about what it takes to be a fashion curator. So it's not just about going to an exhibition, just going home, or learning about fashion and going home. It's about learning in-house what it takes to be a fashion curator within a museum setting. So last Saturday was our last session, actually. So the exhibition, now that we've been teaching them, it's a culmination to that. It's like, now that we've been taught, explore, do it. Let's do it together. So the students, together with me and Erica, I've been doing this, and So
how were the students found, chosen as well?
Yeah, it was fantastic. At first, they were overwhelmed because it's fashion, style, etc., etc. But because they're coming from a heritage background, they never thought that the two could merge, right? So it's like, okay, why are we even here? So and it came as a surprise to them. And when I dropped the idea that, okay, guys, the session is about to end, I'm going to do an exhibition titled Fashion Meets Jazz. And they just explode like, can we work with you, please? We know the background, we know how to use cabinets, we know how to use lighting now, and their stories. And so each installation is actually unique to their stories as individuals as well. So
Tell us a bit more about that. What unique elements come through? I mean, if we're actually looking at it through that lens of jazz, South Africa, fashion meeting jazz.
So naturally, the exhibition will answer 3 questions, right? As a people. So it's like, firstly, where are we from through the lens of jazz? So we're going to pay homage to the past jazz artists, even the living as well. And then we're going to move to one of the students who's going to have a living room or lounge experience based on how that lounge looked like for our grandparents. So it has a sense of nostalgia. Literally, we're going to use ancient furniture from the museum to bring that out. And then we're going to move to the second part, which is where are we currently as a people, as a nation, given the divisions as well with the Trump tariffs and people going overseas, etc., etc. There's a lot of division, so we're going to answer that. Hence, on your introduction, you mentioned dissonance, harmony. So that balance we're going to answer. And lastly is, where are we currently now? And hopefully the possibilities, entertaining that, and where we're going to move. And like geographically within the space, it's like we're going to move like so, and it's going to end with a jazz performance. The tribe of Sakumzi,
Okay, perfect. And I'm just wondering about that dissonance aspect as well. We obviously saw the role of jazz in our liberation as a people. And if we look at the plight of our people, even agency as a continent now, us asserting ourselves and reminding the world of our magic. Are you hopeful at this point? What's our contribution at large on that front?
I think we've done well. I think we need to pat ourselves on the back a bit. I think we need not to be that negative. Granted, again, it touches on where are we now and other possibilities thereof. That is why I want to bring homage to the likes of Miri Makeba, etc., Hugh,
Abdullah.
Funny Abdullah. Even there's going to be a touch on LGBTQI a bit as well, because the kind of society we have, we can't exclude that kind of voice.
100.
So yeah, we've come a long way. I'm quite happy. So it is my hope that the exhibition will be, it's quite thought-provoking. And so it's going to be quite light. So even though on the invitation, I said fun casual.
Yeah.
Because even though it's jazz, it's synonymous with like order, structure,
yes,
and
everyone
discipline.
dresses up
of course,
in a certain way.
But yeah, so I thought, oh, come on, man. I'm at Museum Africa. It's a public institution.
Okay.
So let me just break that barrier. So please come through, anybody. Even if you're just walking by and you see, yeah, just join us. Yeah.
All right, tell us about where it is showcasing and also just how people can get in touch as well.
Yeah. So you can RSVP through me on Instagram, Joburg Culture. We have on Arts Alive as well. It's up there already. And yeah, just RSVP and just come through.
All right. I wonder if there's anything that stands out for you in particular. What's been a memorable moment through this entire process even?
Two things. One, the students. We've become friends, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so the way they ask questions and the interrogation, because sometimes as a curator just sits and you think that you know. And now when you get that resistance, like, oh, wow, I didn't. And so that challenging aspect was really, really cool. Even the curation aspect of it, making the product now. Because you are familiar with almost like black and white, and they sort of like reverse engineer that for me. Wow. And okay, who's the student, who's the teacher here, really? So for me, that was an absolute highlight. And just bringing this to fruition, people. So yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Hopefully,
when the student's ready, the teacher appears, right?
Exactly. I was really impressed by them. So yeah, you're going to see them on the launch. They'll be there, and they'll be talking about their installations as well.
Perfect.
So,
well, Pholosho, thank you for your time, for joining us.
Thank you.
Wishing you all the best.
Great.
Exciting project there. Pholosho More, project manager at Museum Africa, joining us bright and early this morning, chatting to us about the exclusive exhibition, of course, showcasing vintage and antique fashion from the museum's renowned costume and textile collection in relation to jazz culture as well. We're looking at where we come from, where we are, and where we're headed to as a society. Again, thank you to him for joining us. Let's take a quick break. Upon our return, we continue with more news and updates. We continue to shine a spotlight on Olorato Mongale's funeral that's taking place in Bloemfontein.